Willie D Live.
It's Willie D, y'all, back with another episode of information and instructions to help you navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world. In the studio, Violent J. What's up, King?
What's up, man?
Man, welcome to the show.
I'm so happy and proud to be here.
I'm happy, man. I'm proud to host you.
This is dope to be here right now in person.
Right.
It's dope, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. Man, how is your health?
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah, man. I had heart failure, right?
In 2021?
I think so, yep.
Yeah.
And they did this procedure called a fibrillation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And right now, it's like it never happened. You know what I'm saying? They said it could be like that for up to like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
They predict. You know what I mean? But it could flip at any second back to what it was. Now, here's the thing. Before I had that procedure, we did a concert. You know, so in other words, when I was in what they call AFib.
Yeah, atrial fibrillation.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I had that, before I had that procedure, and my heartbeat went back to regular. You know what I'm saying? Because my shit is regular now, like it was, like it never happened.
Yeah.
But I did a concert. Like, in other words, they told me with AFib, you can live a normal life, you know, a full life. You just got to pace yourself better, you know what I'm saying? Because you're going to run out of breath quicker.
Yeah.
First thought was, I can't be fighting. You know what I'm saying? I can't, because that's the worst way to run out of your breath.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, all right, you know. And so anyway, we're doing our show and I'm on stage. And I was like, okay, so I see that I can do this. If it happens, if it flips, you know, and I'm back to this, I can still perform. You know what I'm saying? Because I did a show. But then I had the procedure, and I fucking am back to where it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So other than not being allowed to fight, which you clearly enjoy.
No. I'm playing. I don't mind.
Well, other than fighting, were there any strategies that your doctor advised you to prevent complications?
Yeah, I gotta take like a blood thinner. You know what I mean? And that's the main thing. You know what I mean? Take a blood thinner because a blood clot could develop at any minute. You know. See, people don't know this. You know, but I'm gonna tell you something nobody knows. Okay. The heart failure thing, I had that procedure. My heart is beating regular like it always has. There's, you know, I see a cardiologist. They're just maintaining everything's still going on good. Everything's looking great, you know. Take that blood thinner just in case, you know what I mean, or whatever, you know. But what people don't know is I fucking got pneumonia, right? And what happened was, I'm sitting at the house, and all of a sudden, I'm super weak. Like, I'm walking to the studio or just walking to the kitchen. I'm like, damn, I feel weak. You know what I mean? I wonder if it somehow flipped worse than it was. You know what I'm saying? My heart flipped back worse, but worse. Or why am I feeling all weak, you know? And then I started just to get up, to get to the bathroom, I'd be like, and I was like, okay, something's wrong, you know what I'm saying? So then I was like, I'm gonna go to the hospital. So to pack a bag, right, for the hospital, because I knew I was probably gonna be there, I thought something's wrong with my heart, you know, that's what I kept thinking. I'm packing a bag, it took me 3 hours to pack the bag, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like winded. When I say blowing up, I mean winded, you know what I'm saying? Finally, I somehow made it to the porch, and I looked at my truck and I was like, there's no fucking way I'm making it to her. You know what I'm saying? And I called 911, right? Ambulance came. Nobody knows this shit. Ambulance came. Put me in the ambulance. I passed out on the way. I was on life support 5 days. Straight up. I was on life support. when I woke up, I had a big ass fucking tube in my mouth, you know what I'm saying? And I woke up, you know, and I just start pulling that thing out of my mouth, you know. But that shit goes all the way into your gut, you know what I mean? It was like one of those things that help you breathe. But I didn't know I was waking up, you know. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, you know what I mean? I pulled that thing out of my mouth. It was like all the way in my gut. And then I was like, you know, and the shit started going, dee, dee, dee. Nurses came running in, and they're like, he's awake, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They start explaining to me. Man, one doctor after another, listen, they were not gentle about this. That's the thing. They weren't sensitive about this. They weren't fucking trying to sugarcoat this or make sure I didn't, you know, worry about how. They were like, you almost died. We can't believe you're alive. And I'm like, damn. Like the first time it hit me, it shocked me. I'm like, well, damn, I'm alive, you know. They're like, it's good to see you alive, you know. I'm like, okay. Then the next one come in. Same thing. Like, it was like all day, people just saying that on that floor, you know what I mean? It was just like some crazy shit to hear, you know what I'm saying? So check it out. This is crazy. So I'm in the intensive care, right, afterward, you know what I'm saying? And they, this is what's nuts. I'm awake for 6 days. Like, literally. They're trying everything without giving me the Michael Jackson milk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm awake 6 days. Like, after I was out for 5 days on life support, I just was sitting in the the hospital, and I couldn't sleep. And it was just days were going by, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't sleep. So they took me out of the intensive care, but I was in, well, I guess I wasn't in intensive care because I was in the ICU. But I started to feel better, you know what I mean? Things started coming back together, but I couldn't sleep, you know what I'm saying? So I started hearing I started hearing shit, bro. Like on the 6th day, my brother's visited me, and my brother left, and the nurse is in there, and I heard what sounded like a roller coaster with people screaming, you know, and I asked the nurse in the room, I said, "Do you hear that?" And she's like, "Hear what?" And I'm like, "That screaming." She was like, "No," and I'm listening, and this time I feel like I can feel the rumble, like something's going on, you know. And I'm like, "You don't hear or feel that?" And she's like, "No." So now I'm thinking, I feel better now. I've been awake for so long, I'm gonna fucking, I'm starting to do psychological damage to myself or something. You know what I'm saying? I wanna go home. You know what I'm saying? I wanna go home and take some Xanax and go to sleep. Because I don't know why whatever they're giving me ain't working. That was the truth, you know what I mean?
Are they trying to put you to sleep?
Yeah. They even put me on a thing that is a slow drip that should eventually put me to sleep. Man, the dude came in, he was like, "Hey, and whatever, I got this, I'm gonna hook you up." His shift came and went. You know what I'm saying? And then the new shift came in and they're like, "We don't need this." You know what I'm saying? And I'm just awake, just sitting there. You know, it was crazy because I guess I was out for so long. I don't know how it works, but this is what happened. I couldn't sleep. You know what I'm saying? I just kept telling my brother every day, my brother coming up there every day, I'm like, I didn't sleep, Rob. I didn't sleep again, you know? So anyway, I decided to go home. You know what I mean? I thought I felt better. I just left. They're like, "You haven't been discharged." You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm going home. I got this. I'm going home, you know? So my manager hooks me up with an oxygen mask, you know? everything I should need in my room, you know what I mean? I got the tanks, we had to get the tanks and everything, so I'm going home to be in bed, you know what I'm saying? We got everything we need, and about 3 days later, fucking I'm back in that fucking life support again for another fucking 5 days. I almost died again by going home too early.
So when you went home early,
it was stupid.
What happened that set you back?
Well, I thought I was feeling better. I thought I could handle it, and I thought I want to go home and take Xanax or something because they're not giving me whatever fuck ever I need, you know? So I did that. And everything was good for a minute, and then I started getting weak again, and then before I realized it, it was back. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was like I was too weak to do anything about it. And we called 911 again, you know what I'm saying? And the weird thing was, so fucking bizarre, I passed out again in the ambulance. You know what I'm saying? That's what's weird.
And what's going through your mind? Like, are you having thoughts of death? Like, is this it for me?
Well, no. You know, I'll explain that in a second. But when I woke up again, this time I'm like, fucking, I'm not going nowhere. I don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? Pretty much same thing happened again. I was up again for like another 5 days, but I just stayed up in there, and I stayed all the way until I got discharged, you know what I'm saying? Until my health was totally back together. And it didn't really sink in, you know what I'm saying, how close I came to dying, you know what I'm saying? I was on life support twice for actually a total 10 fucking days, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I just was going through it, and you know, the thing was, if I die, I'm all right. You know, the only shitty thing if I die is leaving my kids. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's my only regret. But my son's 19, my daughter's 17, so I don't want to die, you know, until they're old enough to handle it. You know what I mean? But man, if I die, I got no fucking regrets. Number one. Number two, I've always felt like I've known I'm gonna die young. I've always been able to see myself up to a certain age. You know what I'm saying? But I can never see myself elderly.
I can see myself elderly.
I know.
I can see. I'm talking about old and talking shit.
I want to too.
I want to be that
you know,
dude.
But I'm not lying. This is my truth, though. Like, I've always felt that way. Now that I'm 51, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to I was just telling my girl the other day, I'm trying to redirect all those thoughts. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe in the secret and the powers of positivity and all that. You know what I mean? And I don't want to die. I'm enjoying things about life right now I never fucking expected I would at this age. You know, I'm inspired by the fucking youth. I'm inspired by seeing young people kill shit, you know what I'm saying? I didn't expect that. I thought I might be some old, bitter, stale guy, you know what I mean? But nothing's changed. I'm the same person I always been, you know? So it's like I want to live, but if I die, man, how the fuck can I not be satisfied? Look how blessed my life been.
Your life has really been blessed, man.
Fucking right, man. I've lived a life of 30 people.
Yeah.
You know, so if I face God, first thing I'm gonna do is hug him. You know what I mean? Before I complain about leaving my kids, you know what I mean? Because I've had a blessed run. I've had a blessed life. You know what I'm saying? And I know it crosses my mind every day.
When you first meet God, the first thing you're gonna do is hug him, and then you're gonna ask him about that butterfly. Hey, what's up with that butterfly?
That's right.
You have an interesting butterfly story, man. You can share that?
Oh yeah, well yeah, man. The butterfly, you know, when me and my brother were kids, you know, we were hanging out, you know, on the porch, just hanging out. I remember it was summertime. We're just sitting there. We're little ass kids. And one of them big-ass fucking colorful butterflies comes floating by, you know, the kind, you know, you're like, whoa. And you don't ever catch them. They're just crazy. They're everywhere. You know what I mean? You're chasing it around. You don't ever catch it. My brother jumped off the porch and fucking caught it. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, get the jar. I remember he yelled, I can feel it prying my hands open. You know what I mean? I grabbed the jar and we put it in. Boom. You know, we had the holes poked in the jar and shit. We were always looking to catch shit, you know? And we were looking at it, man. It looked like there was fur on its fucking wings. It was so big in that jar, you know what I'm saying? And mad colorful. We had anxiety, I'll say, that its others are coming looking for that thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's the other ones, it's like an animal. It was like so beautiful, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we were like, so we're just gonna let it stay one night and then we're gonna let it go. You know what I'm saying? So we put it up in the bedroom and it was mad hot, you know what I mean? So we took our fan that we had in the bedroom and we put it on the jar, you know what I'm saying? So keep the butterfly cool, you know what I'm saying? And when we woke up, I guess it might have been the fan or something. I don't know, but the butterfly was dead, you know what I'm saying? And me and my brother were devastated. We were devastated, you know.
But did you cry?
Huh?
Did you cry?
I cried like waterfalls. Like, that shit was shooting out of my eyes like SpongeBob when he cries. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, so we buried it, and we made a promise that one day we'd make it into heaven so we could apologize to the butterfly, you know what I mean? So me and Shaggy's album's been dedicated to the butterfly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, you know, when something important to you like that, you want to keep that memory, you know what I'm saying? Be a good person, you know what I mean? And be, live enough to at least get into heaven.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shouts out to Mr. Usler, Shaggy.
That's right.
Hey, you know, if I had a story like that, man, I think I would make sure that I told it on every date I went on. I'm going to get me some, man, if I tell that story. That's a hell of a story, man. Look, man, I killed a butterfly when I was a little kid. And, you know, me and my brother, we always said if we make it to heaven, we would find that butterfly and apologize. Man, you know what that would do to a woman? Oh, you straight in, baby. Have you ever used that story? You use that story all the time. Do people know about that story?
Man,
Like
that story listen, that story remained a secret. Everybody always wondered why we say dedicated to the butterfly. Yeah. We didn't tell nobody. We thought they'd be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? We thought our fans would be like, a fucking what? A bug? You know what I'm saying?
Because they know you guys as these aggressive, rebellious dudes.
Right.
And here y'all are dedicating y'all album to a butterfly.
Exactly. We kept that shit secret till the first 6 Joker cards came out. And the 6th Joker card was such a big deal that in the liner notes we revealed what the butterfly was.
Right.
You know?
Explain to the people what the Joker cards are.
Well, the first 6 Joker cards were like, you know, our first album was basically a black cover with a cartoon like clown face on it, you know? Mm-hmm. And it was called Carnival of Carnage, which is sort of like the introduction card to what's coming, you know? Carnival of Carnage or whatever. Second one, same thing, a black cover with a different character. And this one was called The Ringmaster, you know? And there's 6 of them. Mm-hmm. And each one was like, we're going to say something on the 6 Jokers card, you know. And everybody's like, after all 6 consume us, the end of time, or after all 6 have risen, the end of time will consume us all. It's said in the liner notes of all this, back when CDs are coming out, you know. Anyway, so we did them all. When the 6 came out, it was a big deal in the Juggalo world, you know what I'm saying? Because people have been wondering what we're going to say, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Which one of those albums did the best?
Probably the 4th, The Great Malenko.
Is that the one that also gave you the most money? That's the one you continue to get the most money from?
Fuck no.
what is it? Carnival of Carnage?
No, Malenko was on, who owns it now? Universal? You know what I mean? So they get all that. You know, I don't know. You know, I don't know anymore because everything is streams now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. But I know TikTok and stuff we do well on.
Man, but y'all do well in a lot of areas, man. You guys are, you guys are really trailblazing pioneers. And I say this with all sincerity, man. Like, you're very underrated. Like, but the people in the game know who you guys are. Like, we know. Your peers know because we want to be able to do the shit y'all be doing. Like, you guys have that independent spirit that very few people can achieve in the music industry or any type of industry. Y'all make your own merch. You make your own toys, your own albums, your own movies. Hell, you started a whole damn wrestling federation, you know, after working for somebody else. It seems like you guys, when you see something that you want to do, you say, well, we're going to do it ourselves. You have that type of spirit. Where did that come from?
Fuck, man. The only way to do it is to do it. Nothing to it but to do it. I mean, you can't sit here and wait for something to happen and wish and hope and want. You just got to make it happen. And you can't get nothing for free without work, you know, or hustle or effort. Nothing comes to you without all that shit. You know what I mean? But why sit around and wait for something to happen if you want to make it happen? Just make it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why right off the rip when we came out, you know, Detroit hip hop was like kind of two different things. There was guys that were like, you know, at the hip hop shop, as we say, which was like a different kind of circle of rappers. You know, these are guys that are like freestyling and battling. You know what I mean, and getting their name known like that, and hoping to get signed or discovered. You know what I mean. And then there's a different kind of rappers, which was like guys like Esham and myself and even Kid Rock, you know. We were putting out product. You know what I mean? We were like pressing cassettes up at first and going to fucking all the local record stores and being like, look, stock this shit at, you know, or if we'll get it on consignment, you know, we'll give you 20 of these. We'll be back in a month, you know what I mean? Whatever Soul pay us for, or whatever you keep this off it, we'll keep that, you know. And we would do that until it got to the point where they would buy it from us straight up. Me and Joey back then, we used to fucking get in the car. It took 3 days to cover when we started popping in Detroit, in Michigan. It took 3 days for us to get to all the record stores around where, you know, to cover them all. We used to stock the fucking trunk up, get with our manager, and go, you know, spend 3 days coming out of each one of them, just bank, just making money. You know what I mean? Dropping off more fucking product. You know, direct, you know. Then we start hooking up with distributors, you know. Then we got in the Harmony House chain, which had 32 stores, you know. And the rest is history, you know what I'm saying? We just did it ourselves, you know what I mean? It's a long walk up the fucking mountain, you know what I mean? But if you just keep walking and don't look back, just keep fucking walking. I know it sucks, it's uphill or whatever, but keep walking and you'll get up there eventually, as long as you keep in that direction.
When you started on that entrepreneur path, how long did it take before you became a millionaire?
Well, before I wasn't shit. That's hard to say because before I was a millionaire, I didn't know it until like when we started off. It was me, Shaggy, and our manager at the time, Alex.
Oh, your manager. Okay, yeah. I was thinking about John.
Well, yeah, you're right. But I was gonna give yeah, you're right. It was
John
four
was
of
in
us.
the group. John was part of the group.
John was part of the group.
Yeah,
there was four of us. John was definitely there in the beginning. John ended up leaving the group early though, right before our first album came out.
Mm-hmm.
and he was on it. You know what I mean? Which really sucked. You know what I mean? But so it was me, Joey, and Alex, and we everything went into the group. You know, I was working at a gas station. You know what I'm saying? Everything anybody had went into the group. Alex worked at a record store his brother owned, and everything we had went into the group, you know. And yeah, man. So it stayed that way until now when we became successful, right? Alex was like, man, I'm gonna do this for 5 more years and then I'm out because you guys came to me. I never wanted to be a rep manager in music. You guys came to me and asked me to manage you because, you know, my brother owned a record store, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, but we lived our dreams, you know what I'm saying? We got platinum, we got gold. So I'm going to do this 5 more years and I'm out, you know, and to do other things. And we were like, respect, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? Then about a year later, he was like, oh, man, somebody tried to shoot me through the house. They want to kill me, that they hate the band or something. And I was like, Alex, man, what happened? And he's like, somebody, anyway. So he's like, I'm leaving, I'm done. I'm leaving and I'm out, you know what I'm saying? I have to go into hiding, you know what I'm saying? So he gave me and Joey, he said I took all our money and split it 3 ways, you know, and he gave us each $1 million. He gave me $1 million, gave Joey $1 million. That's the first time I ever had everything was always through the company right from the very fucking beginning. That's the first time, and he was like, I'm gone, you know. He gave me exactly $1 million. And he gave Joey exactly $1 million.
Which means there was more money.
Exactly. Then we were like, wait a minute. What about Billy? You know, because Billy been there from day one. And he was like, all right, we'll give Billy $50,000. Nobody had to ante up or nothing, you know what I'm saying?
Man, where is Alex now?
That's what I'm saying. He just went into hiding, you know. And I'm like, how come we can't know where you're going? You know what I'm saying? In case we get tortured.
Did his enemies ever confront you guys? Because I would think if he's going into hiding because of the group and they want him that bad, I would think that they'd come find you guys and at least have a conversation.
It's not like if they kill him, we're done. You know what I'm saying?
This guy. Wow. Okay. So that was it. So did y'all have to restructure the company as far as the paperwork?
Well, no, Billy came in. He was there from day one anyway. Mm-hmm. He was always our road manager. Right. So Billy stepped in as manager, and he's been there ever since. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's me, Joey, Billy, and my brother Rob.
Yeah, Robert. Yep. I'm gonna say this about you guys, man. Y'all got one of the most solid teams I've ever seen. Solid, loyal, dedicated, hardworking, ethical teams I've ever seen in this game. And I've been doing it for 34 years. And it's not a surprise that you guys have been successful and you've had the type of run that you've had. Good help. God, boy, it's hard to find.
Yeah, man.
But how do you go about the recruitment process to put people on the team? Because I know that trying to find people that can do the work is very important, but also trying to find those who will have some sense of loyalty also is important.
Yeah. Well, that's why there's only 4 of us. That's why there's only 4 of us, honestly, because loyalty is a motherfucker. That's hard to find, you know. That's the next tattoo I'm getting down the side of my face, you know. Loyalty means everything to me. You know what I'm saying? I've had so much betrayal in my life, man. You know what I'm saying? I've had betrayal hurt so bad it's a fucking physical pain. You know what I'm saying?
Who betrayed you that hurt you the most?
I'd rather not get into it. But betrayal, you know, is a motherfucker. And to me, it takes a real sucker-ass son of a bitch to betray somebody, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Especially somebody who's showing you love and never would betray you type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Yeah. I'm going to drop a name, and the only reason why I'm going to drop it is because you've already made it public, and I don't think you're going to have a problem saying anything.
No problem. I don't have a problem with anything.
Richard Bruce.
Yeah, my
That's your father. I mean, did he really take the family money and take off when you were 2 years old?
It's so funny you said that. Me and my girlfriend are always fucking with each other, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm always like, she's like, anyway, we joking about each other's parents, you know what I'm saying? And she's always like, Richard Bruce, this and that, fucking with me. She's like, I just saw Rick Bruce, you know, la la la. And then I've been hearing that name so much, you know. I don't give a fuck about that motherfucker. Yeah, I was 2 years old when he left.
You made a song.
Well, listen,
listen. Fuck my dad or something
yeah,
like that?
But yeah, because look, man, this motherfucker left when I was 2, right? Abandoned everybody, gone, all that, right? Tried coming back when I was 42. Man, this motherfucker ain't coming back for me. He's coming back for him. He's worried about his own soul. He's like, I'm getting old. I need to right my wrongs, you know? Man, fuck you, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's my thinking. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Father's Day was coming up, and I made that song, you know, and I ended up making a video for it. I liked the song, you know what I mean? But I'm not like emotionally scarred or damaged or filled with vengeance, you know, or I'd already went and found him and beat his ass, you know what I mean? It's not like that, you know. The song was meant for a lot for other people that have been fucked by deadbeat dads, you know what I'm saying? And I was never really hurt by him leaving me when I was 2 until my kids were 2. You know what I mean? When my kids were the age he left me at, you know what I mean, and my brother and my older brother and sister, you know, that's when I realized what a real punk son of a bitch he was, you know what I'm saying? For that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And being gone forever. And then trying to come all back, you know what I mean? 40 fucking years? Thanks for nothing, bitch. You know what I'm saying? The fuck out of here, man.
If the shoe was on the other foot and that other foot was your mother, would you still feel the same way if she had walked out on the family?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You would have made a song called Fuck My Mama?
Unless she had some sort of drastic reason. But my father left because he was a bitch. He was having an affair, and he was like, man, I can either stay here with these kids, you know what I'm saying, or I could go leave with this fucking new hot bitch, he's fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Punk-ass lemma bitch for the rest of his life. And he became, my favorite line in that song is, somewhere in Arizona, let me fuck it up. Somewhere in Arizona, a prison guard. It figures you be a fucking pig in the yard. Because I guess I heard he was a prison guard.
Right. Yeah, that's cold. But I for the life of me, man, I cannot fathom how someone can be responsible for bringing a human being into this world and not be there to watch that child grow and develop. I can't fathom. You know, another thing, I don't rock with dudes who do that. I don't hang around those type of dudes. Because if you won't take care of your seed, brother.
That's what I'm saying.
If you do your seed like that, I know what you'll do to me.
Exactly, man.
There ain't no greater responsibility. There's not a greater responsibility for a man than to protect, provide, counsel, teach, coach, that which he bringing into the world. It's not a greater responsibility, brother. And for you to skip out on that, yeah, man, I couldn't rock with you.
And then for you to not have that natural urge to want to do that, already means something's wrong with your compassion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So why would you have any compassion for me? You know what I'm saying?
Now, what I'm trying to figure out is, like, you managed to totally be like the opposite of that dude. Like, ever since I've known you, you've always been a compassionate guy. You've been passionate, but you've also been compassionate. You care about people. Like, you love hard, you know. And I know how you feel about your babies, you know. How did you get it right and he get it so wrong and you are his direct descendant?
I don't have any idea, man. But fuck
Did you make a conscious effort to be, you know, better than him?
I think my mom was such an awesome woman. And gave us so much love and put so much fucking work and love into us. He wasn't needing. He wasn't needed. And I'm glad that motherfucker left. Like I said in the song, I'm glad you left and didn't instill your bitchness in our business. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, I'm glad you left. I didn't want to, you didn't teach me how to be a man. Punk ass motherfucker, that was a favor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you think it had any type of impact? It had to have some type of impact on Teresa, your sister.
No, that's what's strange. My sister, well, I want to say still knows him, but there were times in my life, like when my sister had troubles when she was a teenager, she actually went and stayed with him. Like when she was 18 or 19, I think. She went to Arizona for like a couple weeks or whatever, and we were like, you know, we were like, anyway. Every time we hear about like when he tried to come back when I was 42, she went to dinner with him and shit. You know what I mean? We're stunned by that, me and my brother.
Did you feel betrayed by her?
No.
Okay.
That's her business.
That's her business. And
she
that's
was
her
older.
relationship.
She was older. She remembered him more. You know what I mean? Plus, she went and stayed with him when she was going through hard times, and so, you know, we don't know his motherfucking face from nothing. You know what I'm saying? Mm. But she had more of a you know, I don't know. You know, if I saw him, I'd probably knock his old ass out. You know what I mean?
Elderly abuse, man, they can hit you hard for that. You get 20 years for elderly abuse, man. Say, man,
I'm elderly too.
So it's a wash. So you were telling me about this story when you visited Austin and appeared on Kill Tony.
Yeah, man.
Finish that story from. Wait, let's take it from the beginning, for the sake of the people who hadn't heard the story.
Okay, but I want to talk about something with you.
Okay. At
some point, just make sure I get to, cause I got questions for you. Remember?
I got you.
Okay. So I'm doing this press run with Shaggy. You know what I mean? And we did L.A. We did a bunch of podcasts. We came to San Antonio. We did Juggalo Weekend. Last weekend, it was off the hook. Two shows. So dope. Lazy Bone. It was fresh seeing him. And, you know. And then we went to Austin, correct? Austin for 2 days doing podcasts and stuff. And Joey didn't come back the first day. Like, he flew home. There was a day off after Juggalo Weekend. It was Sunday, right? Joey flew home to see his kids. Monday, there was only one podcast. It was called Kill Tony. And Joey was like, my kids are upset I'm leaving, because he's got young kids. My kids are upset I'm leaving again so soon, man. Why don't you just go knock that one out, you know what I mean? So he's like, I'll be in tomorrow morning, you know what I mean? So I'm like, no problem, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it's going to be a podcast or something, you know what I mean? We get there, and we're pulling up, and I'm like, oh, shit. You know, there's a line around the door, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this is in front of a crowd? And he's like, yep, right in front of the crowd. You know, I'm like, I had no fucking idea.
You have no idea this is one of the biggest platforms for comedy.
Yeah, I had no idea, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I'm thinking I'm going to be on the panel. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of comedians or whatever. Yeah. I'm thinking I'd be like a special guest on the panel. You know what I mean? So, if anything, and do an interview, like sit down like we're doing, you know what I'm saying? Maybe other guys would be up there that were interviewed, but you know how they do it, you know, on a long table or whatever. These podcasts. And so in the dressing room, Tony was like, you know what you're doing? And I'm like, yes, vaguely. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what the fuck. And he was like, well, you know, you're going to do stand-up comedy. You know, you're going to do some stand-up. And I'm like, stand-up? How long? And he was like, a minute. And I was like, okay, what should I say? I'm not a comedian. You know what I mean? And he was like, tell a story about when you came into Skankfest and you ate all those mushrooms and you ended up sitting down next to Roseanne Barr somehow, you know? And I was like, all right, good idea. I was like, all right, good idea. So.
Why do I think this is not a good idea?
and he's like, but make it snappy with punchlines. And I'm like, I'm not even a comedian, you know what I mean? So we're sitting there in the dressing room, right? And I'm watching the monitor of the show. And as it's going, I'm seeing what the fuck is happening. You know what I mean? And I start thinking, fuck it, man. Fuck that story. Let me come up with some shit, you know what I'm saying? Some shit I think would be funny. You know, and I started trying to come up with some shit. This story sucks because it sounds like I'm bragging. But, man, I've always respected comedians. Big time. It's always been something I thought I could never do that.
Right.
But, man, I was like, fuck that. Let me think of some shit, you know. And so I thought of something, and then I thought of some other shit. And then I just was like, fuck it, I got a minute. Man, I ended up going out there and doing 3 minutes in 30 seconds. Stand up. And I think I killed it. I feel like I killed it.
How did the audience respond?
Like I killed it.
What did Tony say?
He said I killed it.
Brutally honest.
Huh?
Tony is brutally honest.
He was like, great, outstanding set, you know what I mean? And everybody was like, you've never done stand-up before? You know, man, I'm still buzzing off that shit. You know what I mean?
So are you thinking about?
No.
You're not going to pull a T.I.?
No, I got that. I know I did it. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's how I feel right now.
Have you ever wanted to really do it in the past? I'm not saying like seriously do it, but have you even romanticized doing it?
No, fuck no. Brother, I say it all the time. I see comedians and strippers as the same thing. As two things I could never fucking do. Okay? I'll tell you why. For a stripper to get up on stage and be like, I know I'm so fine, I'm going to get money thrown at me. To me, that takes confidence and courage. Okay? For a guy to stand up on stage in front of a crowd, like, make me laugh. You know what I mean? Same way the crowd's like, make my dick hard or whatever. And that takes confidence and courage. You know what I'm saying? I look at them as two things that I could be like, man, I could never do that shit.
Confidence and courage are a few drinks, you know.
Man, my girlfriend still ain't seen me with my shirt off.
I get what you're saying, yeah. Comics, when they do it right, They're the best. I mean, you can't.
I know. I
you
admire
can't
the
play
fuck
with it.
out of them.
That's why I won't jump my ass on that stage. I already know. Like I'm gonna get up there, man. And I might have an idea what I'm gonna say, and it might even be funny. I probably could test it out on other people, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's funny. Do it." And I get up on the stage, and I'd be like, "Man," right out there, everybody say, "Willie D, coming to that Willie D." I come out there, I'm gonna have some dope music playing, and right after the music, yeah, man, yeah. So what the fuck? What I was gonna say? What was I about to say? I would forget.
Yeah.
Like I can remember rhymes. But just remembering like jokes and stuff like that, being able to put that stuff in pocket and in sequence. I ain't that good. I wouldn't try that.
First thing I said when I went out there, they were like, he said, ladies and gentlemen, the show reaches all kind of audience, and sometimes celebrities are fans. And this guy wanted to give stand-up a try, and I'm sitting there listening like, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, we all grew up hearing this shit, one half of the Insane Clown Posse, Violent J, I come out, everybody's applauding. My first line, I said, I waited till everybody stopped. I said, appreciate the applause and all, but it's not like any of y'all ever bought any of our shit.
That's pretty good. That's a good open.
Yeah. I was like, let's keep it real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, put everybody at ease real fast.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was fun, though. It was cool, man. But can I ask you something?
Come on with it.
All right. We call it the wicked shit in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
People call it horrorcore. You know what I mean? Now, I was exposed to, and for anybody who don't know, the wicked shit at horrorcore is rappers rapping about fantasy horror. You know what I mean? Things, anything supernatural or something of fantasy, like a horror movie or something. You know what I mean? Anything along those lines.
Exaggerated violence.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I was exposed to horrorcore, or as we call it, the wicked shit, by the Ghetto Boys. The first horrorcore song I ever heard was Assassins.
Yeah.
By the original Ghetto Boys.
Yeah, shout out to Johnny C. Prince Johnny
That's
C.
right, Prince Johnny C.
Yeah.
And okay, as far as I know, okay, with respect to Gangsta Nip, that is, if MC Shan is the first trace of gangster rap, right? If that's what they say, that's what people say. That's where Ice-T heard it, and such is what they say. Okay. The earliest trace I know to the wicked shit, to horrorcore, to whatever, is Prince Johnny C's writing of Assassins, which, by all speculation, unless I'm wrong, okay, may have influenced Gangsta Nip. But I don't know him anything. That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, I haven't. You know what? I never asked Nip that, but Nip did come after Ghetto Boys, so I think that's a fair assessment. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that we have to form a committee to figure out the answer to that. Yeah. GB. We started the horror rap. But guys like you, y'all got your own thing. Y'all figured it out. You know what I'm saying? Even though you guys may have been influenced, you figured out how to find your own lane and do your own thing. And so when you hear Insane Clown Posse, you hear Insane Clown Posse. And that's in my opinion, that is the sign of a great artist when you can take a little here, take a little something over here, take a little ingredient over here, take something from over here, and then next thing you know, you put it all together, and now you got your own thing, and that's what y'all did. Like, I appreciate, what I'm saying, and I really do appreciate you giving us credit, because a lot of guys, they'll get it and be like, nah, I just woke up like this, I just I did this all on my own, ain't nobody influenced me, blah, blah, blah. But I've never had a problem with giving people the credit that they deserve, it don't take nothing from me, people gonna think what they think about me anyway, right? Mm-hmm. So what you guys did to take the game and basically take it to another level and do y'all thing and get in y'all lane, create y'all lane, and thereby create a whole different lane and opportunities for others to follow, because there are people out there that follow you guys that didn't even know about Ghetto Boys, and then you guys tell them about us, and then they say, okay, well, let me go check this out too.
You can say they do now, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a disservice, to me as an artist to try to, take a dump on those who come after me that may have influenced me, that may have been influenced by my art in some kind of way. I take it as a badge of honor, so yeah, man, I look at what you guys have done, and I'm actually honored, that I played a role, some kind of role, a small role, in what you guys have been able to accomplish.
A big role,
because
bro.
y'all have done something.
Is dope. You know what the Ghetto Boys have done for us, man.
Yeah.
That shit, that shit, like, as a 15, 16, 17-year-old kid, that shit was worse than NWA. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I wouldn't say worse, because that would imply that the NWA was bad. NWA,
No. You know what I mean, but you know what I mean by
bad
worse.
Meaning bad, but bad
I meant like
good.
these harder. I meant harder.
Well,
and I love NWA. Of course.
Yeah, for me, the horrorcore opened a different lane, but to say that GB was harder than NWA, it's gangster. It's gangster. Then you got gangster over here. You know what I'm saying? So, I think who's harder is in my opinion is subjective. Some people think that Insane Posse is harder. You know what I'm saying? Some people think Gangsta Nip is harder. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you're right.
Yeah,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, like, for me, that's what it was, though.
Yeah.
It was definitely like, that's how we looked at it, you know what I mean? And I wanted to have that kind of impact on people, you know what I mean? That sort of fear or that wonder, that bewilderment. Are they really like that?
Yeah.
Are they really like that, That as a kid, when I started rapping, that was my natural fucking want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's my natural thing I wanted to do,
Before you started rapping, you were involved in some street activity?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you were born, you were brought to Berkeley. Were you brought to Berkeley when you were born, or Berkeley, Michigan?
Yeah, no, I was born in Berkeley.
Okay.
Pretty much, I was born in Royal Oak, but yeah, I think we lived in Berkeley at the time. Yep.
Berkeley is a pretty nice community. That's a pretty nice area of town, wouldn't you? I mean, they say it's a good place to live. Is it still a good place to live?
Sure. Yeah.
How you go from this good place to live to being in the streets and joining gangs?
Shit. Listening to too much NWA. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you're playing NWA and not us. Okay. All right. Okay. So you're out here and you're getting involved in gangster activities and stuff, and then reportedly, allegedly, your rivals go and shoot your mama house up.
No. They didn't shoot it up.
Well, what they do?
They just rocked it up. They smashed the car with rocks and shit, and put rocks through the windows.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Yeah. Now it's time to get up out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you take off to North Carolina.
Yeah.
You go down to live with Robert.
Yeah.
Now, was Robert in the Army?
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all living on the base. Y'all living a few miles away from the base.
Yeah. My brother
Fort
put
Bragg.
me up with a guy to live with a guy in a trailer. He had a back room to trailer. He was living in there. He was like an older dude, and he looked like I think he just married his cousin or something. For real, yeah, young ass 15-year-old looking cousin that they just got married, and they had an extra room in the back of the trailer, and that's where I was staying.
Are you writing raps at the time?
No, not when I'm out there.
Okay, but it was in North Carolina where you first got your taste of open racism, right?
Yeah.
And this is what influences you to have a vendetta against bigots in your lyrics.
Yeah, start with the dude I'm living with.
Started with the dude you're living with.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because, you know what I mean, just hearing all that, you know, ain't open, you know, it wasn't like that in my house growing up, you know, it wasn't like that around any of my friends, you know. By the time I was 13 maybe, I lived in like a mixed neighborhood, you know what I mean? Nobody was talking like that, you know what I mean? And it was shocking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I came back and rap became my thing, I had like a vendetta against rednecks, you know, and the rebel flag and all that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking of the rebel flag and rednecks, or at least redneck fans, Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Do you have a relationship with him?
No.
At all? Okay, so Kid Rock, did you actually know him personally at the time when he was coming up, when he was rapping?
Yeah, we did a song together.
Yeah, and this is at a time when Kid Rock was respectful of the black community.
Oh, you want some Kid Rock news?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Come on, what do you want to know?
I want to know what type of guy he was. I want to know what type of guy he was in the early stages.
I'll tell you.
Before he became this rebel flag waving, you know, fuck everybody but the pure white nation.
Jay, this is Kid Rock. First of all, straight out the energy, he's one of those dudes we would never hang with. Me and Shaggy, you know what I mean? He's just one of those dudes that irks you, you know? Our energies are different, you know what I'm saying? But we would go over there because he came out before us. He was signed to fucking Jive.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Do you know about that?
Yeah, I thought it was Def Jam, but it was
No,
Jive?
he was signed to Jive.
Okay.
And fucking he had Too Short producing his record. He was on tour with Ice Cube and them. Too Short, doing some tour. That was a big deal to us, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when we came up, we paid to get Esham on a song, you know what I mean? And Kid Rock was, and our producer, Mikey Clark, who's just a super hot producer from Detroit, you know, at the time was also working with Kid Rock. And so we told Mike, ask Kid Rock how much to get on our track. And Kid Rock was like, what Esham want? And we were like, 500. And Kid Rock was like, all right, I'll do it for 6. You know? So anyway, so we did the song, you know what I mean? He ended up getting too drunk at the session, you know what I mean? And to finish it. And we were like, that's bullshit because we don't drink at the sessions. We take this shit serious, you know what I mean? Anyway, to his respect, he came back the next day and finished it, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so after that, the only times we see him is when we're meeting to discuss maybe doing a big show together or something. You know what I mean? And I'm out there sitting in his apartment, right? And he has a black girlfriend, right? And they have a baby. And me and Joey are sitting there, and he's telling us, because he's the veteran, you know what I'm saying? We're just coming out. He's doing all this shit with Jive, you know what I mean? And this is after, just after all that, you know? And he's like, don't trust anybody black in this business.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you this right now. And his woman with the baby is just sitting there, you know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing. And that I'll never forget, you know what I'm saying? Me and Joy are just like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? And he's saying all that, and we're just like, uh-huh. And I never heard him say anything direct racist other than that, you know, in front of us, but we didn't really hang with him. We would just see him when we would try to do something, a show or something, you know what I mean? But, yeah, he was never one of our guys, you know what I mean?
What's your relationship with N9ne?
Man, we almost fell out.
Yeah?
Yeah, we had an intense situation years ago.
How? I mean, y'all like got the same kind of people, you know, as far as like energy wise.
Yeah. But what happened was, in 2017, you know, the FBI shit and all that happened.
Yeah, they investigated y'all, try to call you guys a gang.
Yeah.
Try to call the Juggalos a gang.
We had sued the FBI 4 times. You know what I mean? And we couldn't. It just kept getting thrown out. So it was affecting everything for us. You know what I'm saying? Spencer's just stopped carrying our shit because it was gang apparel. All kind of ridiculous shit was happening. People that were juggalos were being called gang members. You know what I mean? If you're having a custody battle or something, their attorney can be like, Your Honor, this person is a gang member according to the government. And they wouldn't even be lying. You know what I mean? Like crazy shit. You know what I mean? So we marched Washington. You know, we just wanted to make, and people say, the March on Washington was a publicity stunt. Yeah. What the fuck is a march? You know what I mean? It's to say something.
Right.
You know what I mean? To make noise. And we figured that was our only last way to say something was to march. You know what I mean? So we did the march and all that. But how did we get on that? We're talking about something.
Yeah, how did we get on that?
FBI. Oh, N9ne.
Okay.
So, in 2017, we were doing that march. And we were trying to clean up the Juggalos' image, you know what I mean? And so, I felt like N9ne had a lot of Juggalo fans. You know what I mean? Now, we were also performing at the march, and we were trying to get Juggalos to come there. So I asked N9ne well in advance, you know, if he could perform at the march. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Oh man, I think he said I was going through something like a divorce, and I can't do it right now. I need to take bookings and everything." You know what I mean? Which that was cool. You know what I mean? But he went on Hot 97. And they asked him about the Juggalo gathering. And he started telling crazy stories about how crazy it is. Really making it sound bad, though.
Was it true?
No.
Okay.
Not that I knew
I'm
of.
just saying, I mean, it's true.
The one thing in particular, it's known, you know. But the one thing in particular he said was, oh man, they got a raw dog line, you know, where it's like some broad taking it, raw dog, and it's just a line of guys hitting it, you know. I never seen her in no raw dog line. You know what I mean? Juggalos and Juggalettes respect each other, you know what I'm saying? And I just can't imagine anything like that. It almost sounds like something he heard. You know,
Did you hear it from anybody else? Have you ever heard something like that from anybody else?
the Raw Dog line.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I'm not saying he made it up. I'm saying somebody probably told him some shit that's not true. Now he's saying it on I-97.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know he didn't see no Raw Dog line. You know what I mean? Unless it was like three guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe what they're getting freaking at 10. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. But there definitely ain't no damn line that I've ever heard of. You know, and he was just saying things that were like making it sound bad. So, and the other thing was the guy was like, has psychopath, or the guy asked, who was your biggest inspiration on building a label? And, you know, I think he may have even directly asked him if Psychopathic has influenced his label, you know? And he was like, No Limit Records was our influence. That's Strange, you know? And, you know, he just basically, I don't remember, I think he said he gave us props on our merchandise or something like that, but that was it. And I felt like we wanted to respond, you know what I mean? So we asked, could we come on? They said yes. So we went on the next day, you know what I mean? And I was saying, man, when I met N9ne, he didn't have when he first started on a tour with us, he wasn't wearing no face paint until halfway through it. You know what I mean? First time I seen him on tour with us, you know, and I was saying all this, and I'm like, and I never heard of no Raw Dog line and everything. So Tech called me up, you know. At first we were talking on text because I was like, he's like, why don't you call me? I'm like, because I don't want to speak. I don't want to get hot. I want to speak, think about what I'm writing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't say nothing dumb. Because if we fell out, it'd be bad. You know what I mean? So, he also made a song, by the way. He's like, I told Joe Bruce I couldn't do his march, you know, and I felt like, why you using my name? You know, like, why? Anyway, it was just getting heated, you know what I mean? So, yeah, anyway, I ended up driving to this gas station and parking and calling him. And we had this 3-hour conversation, you know what I mean? And it was intense. I remember he was like, my security guards are saying that I should just let them fuck you up or something. And I was like, your security guards suck my dick, you know what I mean? So I was starting off, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, and I remember he's just such a genius, though. He's such a good dude. He was like, listen, you're trying to do this march to say Juggalos ain't a gang. If we fall out, he said, you don't understand this, Joe. I'm a blood. And he explained me how he's a blood, you know. And he said, you don't want Juggalos to be a gang. If we fall out, that's exactly what you're making them, because that's what it's going to be. You know what I mean? And I was like, am I supposed to feel threatened by that? Am I supposed to feel threatened? And he said, no, I don't want to get shot. You know what I'm saying? I don't want some crazy juggalo shoot me over this crazy shit. If we fall out, you know, he was cool about shit. You know what I mean? He made me like easy around my ego or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He just was we resolved it. And he explained to me that he'd been wearing makeup his whole career. And that his makeup person just didn't show till halfway through the tour. And he explained to me his true roots. You know what I mean? And all this stuff. And I didn't know he had a history of doing the type of music he did and all that until I seen him on the Juggalo. And he, you know, but undeniably, you know, he learned a lot from Psychopathic. He learned a lot about how we put a wall of merchandise up and all that shit, you know? And he doesn't deny it, you know what I mean? And we worked it out, you know what I'm saying? He came and played The Gathering after that and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all patched it up, man.
It just almost got bad though for a second, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, the story was boring, but it was intense for me, for me and him, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of the Juggalos, the Gathering of the Juggalos is one of the longest running festivals in the U.S. and successful. Y'all up to 5 days a week now? I mean,
No,
5
4.
Days? It's 4 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 4 days out of the week. Out of what is it like? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah. And I remember the first time I played, Ghetto Boys played the Gathering of the Juggalos. And we were met with bottles while we were on the stage. It's getting hit with bottles with plastic bottles, water bottles, and this soda that you call what do you call the soda? Faygo soda. And it was interesting, man, because y'all gave us a heads up and told us they're gonna throw stuff at you, but if they throw stuff at you, that mean they like you. And I was like, what kind of sick shit is that? But fuck it, you know.
It's more like they're just throwing shit up there, you know what I mean?
I said, well, okay, I'll ride with it, you know, I'll ride with it. So the whole time, man, it's like you're performing, but you gotta act like you're not trying to duck and dodge these bottles.
Right.
People throwing stuff at you.
Right.
You're trying to act like you're not trying to dodge it, but the whole time you gotta focus on your lyrics, focus on what you're about to say, focus on any type of mannerisms of performance. And at the same time, you got to be smooth about ducking them bottles and coins periodically. Anybody ever got hurt at one of those events by any of those objects thrown on the table? I mean, thrown at the stage?
No, not seriously hurt. Oh, man, Meth and Red played, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this sucks too. Somebody threw, I guess, something and hit Meth Man in the head. You know what I mean? I remember me and Joey were finishing getting painted up, and somebody came in and was like, "Hey, Method Man and Red Man just got off. They want to speak to you." We were like, "Oh shit, dope! You know, let's go meet Method Man and Red Man. This gonna be dope." You know, I mean, I met Meth way before, but we were like, dope. You know what I mean? They probably turned it out or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They let us into their bus or whatever. Method Man had like a thing on his head, and he was like, "What the fuck you got us playing, bro?" You know, or whatever. And I was just like, "Huh?" And he's like, "Somebody threw a fucking beer can at me, or whatever the fuck. I gotta go into my little girl like this." He's all yelling. And I was like, "What? You guys turned it out." And I was like, one fucking lucky idiot. One fucking idiot. That's it. Got lucky with something. They loved you.
If I'm Method Man and I just got clobbered with the motherfucking head while doing the performance,
I hear you.
I ain't trying to hear that shit, man.
No, I hear you. I
Give me
hear
an
you.
ambulance.
Listen to this.
Give me some paramedics, man. Give me a first aid kit, man.
Listen to this. So then, Method Man, we were upset. We were like, damn, they're all mad at us. You know what I'm saying? That sucks, you know? And after the gathering, I don't remember where. I guess somebody asked me, I heard Method Man is suing you. And I was like, man, that's bitch shit. If that's true, that's bitch shit. So then, a couple of days after the gathering, my manager calls like, Method Man wants your number. You know what I mean? I'm like, give it to him. And I'm like, okay. He called, he's like, you call me a bitch? I got people in Detroit ready to move right now. And I'm like, I didn't call you no bitch. I didn't call you a bitch. If I called you a bitch, I'll say it right now. And I was like, I did not call you a bitch. I said, that is bitch shit. If you sue me, that is bitch shit. And that is bitch shit. You don't gotta sue me, man. I don't know that motherfucking kid. You know what I'm saying? One lucky kid. And he was like, you ain't calling me a bitch. And I'm like, fuck no, I didn't call you a bitch. I said, man, if you sue me, that's bitch shit. And that's how I feel about any kind of suing like that. You know what I mean? We ain't got control over that fucking asshole to do that shit.
So how did the call end?
We worked it out.
Yeah, that's good.
Everything is all good, yeah.
It's all about an understanding, man. Just
Yeah,
trying to
no, it
understand.
is. And I understand his anger, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, it's just unfortunate. Like I said, you know, sometimes, but what are we going to do? You know, we're not going to get up there and be like, look, everybody, you know, we like, the Juggalos are organic. They're like their own thing, you know what I'm saying? And the other thing Method Man and Redman didn't understand is at one point, the crowd's chanting family. You know what I'm saying?
Family.
Exactly.
Family.
One of them, either Meth or Red, said, this ain't about family, this is about hip-hop. You know, and it was just like, it didn't really, you know, but nobody was like, boo, you know what I'm saying? They loved, they understood. That's Method Man and Redman. Mm-hmm. And they just were letting everything slide that other things would have angered them. Mm. You get what I'm saying?
Did you see where Cardi B hit a fan with a microphone?
Yeah. Twice, right?
I think she, twice. Yeah, two different
twice.
occasions.
Yeah.
Right?
She's getting crazy with the microphone.
Didn't you whoop up on a fan before?
With a microphone.
With a microphone?
Microphone stand. No, and a microphone. Yeah, I did.
How does one bring himself to beat up a fan with a microphone?
Man, I beat the fuck out of a microphone. Listen, I got a story.
How did we get here?
Okay. In the early days of the gathering, Juggalos used to storm the stage. Early or whatever, you know. They would storm the stage. And it would just be like 200 Juggalos on the stage, and he's just basically trying to make you way off like this, you know. I'm still up front trying to do the song, right? So I'm up front, there's 200 Juggalos on stage, and I got the mic stand, and I'm like this, you know, and I'm looking over, and I can peep this ninja over here, this Juggalo, eyeballing my chain. You know what I mean? So I took it off, and I knew it was getting crazy. I put it in my pocket. You know what I mean? And I'm singing, it's crowded as fuck. This motherfucker reaches in my pocket, snatches it, and dives off the front of the stage. And I just dived off on top of him. You know what I'm saying? And I started trying to grab the chain, but he wasn't letting it go. And I took the mic stand or the microphone, and I just started bashing his head with it.
They say you hit him 13 times. That's what they say. Allegedly.
Allegedly is right.
13 times.
Man,
did he try to
but
sue
eventually his hand went weak. You know what I'm saying? And I grabbed the fucking chain, and I made it back to the stage. I was so fucking winded. Had my chain. Made it up over the barricade up onto the stage again. Billy let me out, you know, right to the car. We were in like Toledo that night or something. Start driving right home. I'm soaking wet, you know what I mean? I look at the microphone, the motherfucker was flat. The head of it, you know, the metal part was flat from his head.
Did he try to sue you?
Man, listen, I was so scared. I took the fucking microphone. I took the microphone thing and unscrewed it. And on the way home, we stopped and we were at a gas station. There was like a little pond across the street, like a little lake or a pond or something. And I whipped the microphone in the fucking pond. I thought it might be a murder weapon. Mm-hmm. I was scared. And so then halfway home, I called Billy. I'm like, hey, man, everything all right? He's like, yeah, we got everybody off. You know, they destroyed the stage or whatever. I was like, that's it? Was anybody laid out or anything? You know what I'm saying? He's like, no, everything's all good, you know. And I just was like, oh my God, thank God. I guess the kid got up, went home.
Wow.
But I laid in my heart, man.
Man, how many alias names do you have?
Violent J, oh man, I don't know. Violent J the Duke.
You got.
The Dead Body Man. Different songs, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Happy, you know, fucking Joey's the Southwest Strangler, you know,
The
we
juggler,
got a gang of them.
the Southwest Juggler.
Yeah, that's me.
Forgot your
I'm the
name.
juggler, yeah.
The Southwest Juggler.
That's right.
Yeah. Then you got Big Joe. What else you got? You got Jagged Joe. That was your first rap name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the JJ Boys.
Yeah.
Me, Joey, and John. Yeah. John passed away, man. You know what I'm saying?
John passed away?
Oh, yeah.
When?
Well, when ICP started, the way I look at it, there was 4 of us. Because the way I look at it was the day we decided, fuck being wrestlers, we're going to do hip-hop for a living. This is what we're doing. You know what I mean? The day we decided that, and we decided to get jobs and go to a real studio, because back then that was a big deal. You couldn't just record at home all easy, like, you know? We went to the real studio and put money down. That was the day ICP started, and there was 4 rappers. It was Shaggy, Jay, John, who rapped as John Kickchast, and another guy who was supposed to serve as sort of a mascot, half rapper, named Kid Villain. You know? And today, you know, John's gone and Kid Villain is gone. John Rhodes gone. You know what I mean? We lost them both to like heroin, of all things, you know. So, but yeah, you know, it's like it's that's strange that there was 4 when we first decided to kick it, you know, for whatever trivia or whatever, you know. But time goes on, man. You know what I mean? ICP's known now for Shaggy and Jay, and that's where it's just gonna go down. You know what I mean?
Man, how you come up with those aliases? I'm still stuck on those alias names. Like, what do? Do you just wake up and say, "Man, I think I want to call myself something," or you see something and you inspired?
No, it's all comes from different projects. You know what I mean? Like Big Baby Sweets, you know? That comes from like a movie we did, you know?
My favorite, my all-time favorite of your aliases is Big Baby Chips.
Big Baby Chips, yeah. From the Western,
Yeah, I like that Big Baby Chips.
Yeah. See? and different, you know, just whatever project we're doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah, it's fun, man. I love doing anything I never did. You know what I did? Last month? 2 months ago? I went and wrestled a wrestling match in Japan. I had my retirement match in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been to Japan. That was a childhood dream. And I went to fucking Budokan Hall. You know what I mean? Which is a wrestling venue I've been reading about in Pro Wrestling Illustrated since I was 11 years old. The arena results. Happened at Budokan Hall, Tokyo, Japan. All the match results and shit. And then I'm like, fuck it, man. I've always wanted to wrestle at Budokan Hall. I had a friend going over there to wrestle. He's a star over there. He brought me over. He made me his tag team partner, and I wrestled 51 years old. And I wrestled at Budokan Hall.
Did you wear those little shorts that they wear for wrestling? Do you wear those?
I wore a thong.
A thong?
Yes, just a thong and no shirt. But no, I had on like short, like something like short jean shorts, you know.
Yeah.
And but I did the moonsault. Do you know what that is? You climb to the top rope and do a backflip into the ring.
You did that? Nah.
I did that. That used to be my finishing move.
And you still do it?
No, fuck no. I haven't wrestled in probably 7 years.
So that was 7 years ago when you retired in Japan.
I did that like last month.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get to. You said you haven't wrestled in 7 years.
No, yes.
But you just said you wrestled
because I had this opportunity. I was like, fuck it, even though I'm 51, I'm going over there. I'm going to make this dream come true. I'm going to fucking come out of retirement. I'm going to wrestle at Budokan Hall. You know what I mean?
But you didn't do that flip.
I did it.
Okay.
Because I was like, fuck it, I'm at Budokan Hall, and I'm older, I'm fatter, but I'm doing the flip. You know what I mean?
And how did it turn out? You was aching for days after that flip, wasn't you?
First of all, I landed completely upside. I realized I don't have the strength no longer to get all the way over, or the ability. I landed my head. The guy's laying on the mat, right? Yeah. I'm supposed to land on him, backflip style, right? The guy's laying on the mat, and my head landed completely on his chest, and impact like his human body impacted the fucking blow of my neck, body, my weight, and my whole body felt compressed. The next day, I felt like my entire body was stiff. But in other words, without his body, I would have absolutely broke my neck. There's no question about it. And he didn't even speak English, but in the dressing room, he was like, he knew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You killed yourself.
We were using this device to translate back and forth, you know, and they knew. They were all like, you know, you almost died, and I'm like, I know, thanks to your fucking body. You say it was like it was able to cushion me enough, but man, I felt stiff as fuck. But if he wasn't there, it would have been the end.
So your stomach was supposed to land on his stomach or his chest, like my
chest was land, you know, like if he's laying here, right, and I'm supposed to go. Here's my head.
Okay, yeah. So
boom,
your chest is supposed to land in his mid area.
Yeah.
Okay.
But instead, my whole head I just went. I'm on the top rope. I went. Boom, landed right on his chest, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
And it was just like my whole body's like, and I could feel my head going into this shit, like, and man, the next day I bought the two guys, and then I beat him, you know what I mean? I pinned him, and I knew he was a big star because in the venue they had these huge banners of all these, probably like 8 different wrestlers that were like big names that were like huge banners. And the two guys I was wrestling were on the wall, you know what I'm saying? And I'm beating them, and that's a big thing of respect in wrestling. So the next day, I brought them each a bottle of, what was it?
Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades. You know, here you go. It was dope.
Yeah. You and Shaggy been together since 1989. Y'all came in the game at the same time I came in the game.
Yeah, man.
1989, Ghetto Boys.
Yeah.
And my solo project. That's 34 years in the game, 34 years in the game. Y'all done a whole lot, man. Sometimes, it would be easy to say that it's easy to say that you've done it all. Like, what is it that you would like to do next? Or what is it that you're doing that you can share?
Man, you know, when I found myself, I was in a marriage for like 12 years or something like that, I think. I don't even remember anymore. But when I came out of that, right, I stopped watching wrestling, you know, and
Sugar Slam did you that bad, dog?
Yeah.
Come on.
We're still friends.
Okay.
Because we got kids, you know what I mean?
Right.
But coming out of that home life like that, you know, sitting at home watching wrestling back in Monday night or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I had other thoughts, you know what I mean? So for the first time since I was a kid, I stopped watching wrestling, you know what I mean? And just recently, I started getting involved in wrestling again, you know what I mean? And not, you know, not trying to be a fucking wrestler, but like as like a manager, you know, and running our promotion, Juggalo Championship Wrestling, you know. So I've been, you know, I've been working on that a lot, not a lot, but setting that up to have like a weekly YouTube show, things like that, you know what I mean? But honestly, bro, what I love to do is anything I haven't done. You know, any new experience to me is the shit. Like doing that stand-up was awesome. You know what I mean? Doing something I've never done. I want to go on a cruise. I ain't never been on a cruise. I'd love to go on like Shaggy's going on like an 80s cruise next week. That would be dope. You know, something, any kind of cruise. You know what I mean? But I'd like to. I don't really like to travel. But my mom is she's on hospice, you know what I mean? So after my mom leaves the earth, you know, I'm gonna go to, the plan is I'm gonna dip off for a while and go to Hawaii, which I've only been to once, right? I want to get like a nice Airbnb near a studio, and I want to record through email with Joey, with Shaggy, the new album, you know what I mean? And stay out there for a couple months, you know, get away from everything I know, everything I'm normal, and just do it out there, you know what I mean?
Man, I had a perfect timeshare property that would have been like right on the money for something like that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I had, it was right on the same property and managed by the Hilton. I bought it brand new. 3 bedrooms. You see the mountains on one side. You see the ocean on another side. Another side, and then you see downtown. You had a view of downtown, the ocean, and the mountains.
Wow.
And I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful place, man. But I used to make a lot of money off of it. I used to rent it out for the Pro Bowl. They would have the Pro Bowl, and
that comes in, yeah.
Yeah, every year, big deal. But man, I mean, what is it that how many artists is on Psychopathic Records right now?
Well, right now we got Ouija Mac, right? We're talking to this kid named Wacko the Kid. I've been working with him, and basically but who's on Psychopathic right now is different, okay? Because we're not trying to develop nobody no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with all that.
Is Twister gone?
Fuck yeah.
He's gone. Oh damn!
Yeah.
Went down like that, huh?
Yeah. A lot of betrayal. Almost everybody we developed and put down betrayed us. You know what I'm saying? So like, I figure if you need to be developed and put down, fuck you anyway. You know what I mean? Right now, because I'm worried about ICP's legacy. You know what I'm saying? So the people that we ride with now, they're killing it themselves already, and we don't have any business affiliate. The only affiliate we have is like family. You know, like Ouija Mac, he has his own label, Chapter 17. But he's a psychopathic artist, you know. So he does all his own thing, and he's doing shit. He's even signing artists. He does his own tours. He's killing it. But he's one of our artists, you know. And the other guy, Wacko the Kid, same thing, you know what I'm saying? He's moving it, shooting his own videos, killing it, putting records out, you know. And it's just sort of like a club, more like now, you know. Because me and Joe, we don't want to worry about nobody else's career officially. You know what I'm saying? We just want to fuck with our own, you know? That way we don't need all the employees. We don't need the big-ass office and all that. We don't need to worry about all that. We just focus on us, you know?
Are y'all gonna hold on to y'all manufacturing facility?
Yeah, we moved. We got a different one. Peep this out. We got a new warehouse, right? Similar to the old one, but smaller, a little bit smaller. And my son works there full time. You know what I mean? He's 19.
Shout out to JJ.
Yeah. And I never been there. I never been there because Billy runs that, and my brother works from home. Billy usually works from home. Joey works from home, and I work from home. I got the studio at my house. You know what I mean? And yeah, I never been there.
What does Ruby do?
Ruby has a Miata, okay, and it's a like a worker like you people. It's a super cheap car that people like to work on, like get special rims for it and get special shit for it. She sent me a Instagram the other day of her peeling out, doing donuts in the parking lot in this little ass Miata. She was like, "Dad, I want to take you for a ride in the Miata." Man, I pinched off in that motherfucker, right? I couldn't believe I fit in that motherfucker. And then we started going down the driveway, and the muffler was like, shh. She's like, "Dad, get out. You're too heavy, you know?" I had to get out, man. Fuck. I'll never get to go for a ride with her in the Miata. But when I got up for her, it was like red. It was like an apple. It was like a beautiful red, you know. And she wrapped it green though, and now it's just hard as fuck. She calls herself Meter. Instagram is, I think, at Meter, but she's a shit for that.
Man, I remember at one point, it was a big deal that you guys got the respect that you felt that you deserved in the music industry from not just the fans, but from everybody. Y'all knew that y'all was the shit. Y'all was getting things done, but it didn't seem like y'all was being recognized. Do you still feel that way?
No, I feel like we get all our flowers now.
Okay. Yeah.
Honestly.
Okay.
And the other thing is we work exactly as much as I want to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I think it'd be cool if we played maybe 1 or 2 more festivals a year because I love playing festivals. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, us doing our annual events, you know, Juggalo Weekend, which we just did, you know, the Big Baller Christmas Party, Hollow Wicked Clown Show, The Gathering, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy doing all those.
Yeah. The Gathering is August 14th through 18th, right?
Yeah.
This shit, get your tickets.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah, I'm saying right now, but is
they're available right now. Yeah.
Right, get your tickets right now. Get your tickets. That's dope, man. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you, man.
Hey, look, one more question. When it's time for you to go and you ain't got no more, how you want to be remembered?
I don't know. Everybody wants to be remembered, but we're all eventually going to be forgotten because it keeps rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. And even like the Beatles and them are going to be fucking gone. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that, Joe. I think
not for a while.
I think they're going to keep that Beatles thing going, man.
Okay.
Beatles, Michael Jackson,
Elvis, you're right. No, you're right.
Aretha.
But what about when it's and now what? Taylor Swift, you know what I mean? What Kanye? Like once there's so many, how you gonna remember everybody? I'm talking about as it keeps going 100 years from now. There's gonna be so fucking many. It's getting less relevant to everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. It almost have like a funnel effect, right? Where it's only going to be so many people that's going to be remembered. You could put big stars today, all of them in that funnel, and it'll
right. It's just
down,
there's just so many.
I'm
talking about time don't stop.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 1,000 years from now and 2,000 years from now. Eventually, we're all forgotten. I don't know about that, but we'll see. But man, you know. But anyway, just know the only guarantee is make the best of your life. That's my thinking. You know what I mean? But I would like to be remembered as a good father, and somebody who genuinely, cared about the people that supported his music.
Yeah. I think if you can be a good father, you can be a good man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Because I know a lot of dudes who are considered great men, but they're lousy fathers, and they're not good men.
That's right.
They're great because of what they do or what they did.
Exactly.
But they're not good people.
Exactly.
And it was not good fathers. I don't know what that correlation is, but I do know that I don't know any good fathers who are not good men.
You're right about that. But you know what, man? It depends on who you're talking to. You know what I mean? But I do know you and I agree on that. You know what I mean? Other people might say, well, I get a pass, man, because of this or that or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just be your best. Be your best. Live your best.
Be your best, juggalos. Be your best.
That's right, brother.
Right on.
Thank you, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Violent J.
Woo woo.
No more talk.